Welcome back. And now tune into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws. You already know we got in the building. We got D, we got Aaron rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap. You know what I'm saying? Get to the show outline. We're gonna talk a little bit about we have our question of the day, of course. Gonna talk a little bit of WNBA, a little bit of Kwame again, NBA playoffs and matchups, all that good stuff. Some NFL news. But for starters, we have our question of the day. Question of the day comes in. It says, so my fiance and I are set to be married this October. Our wedding was pushed back from the pandemic last year. Our family was rocked pretty hard in a crazy way for 2020. And and as it was for a lot of people. And I'm also lost my mom after 2.5 year battle with kidney failure and cancer. And then to end the year off more crappy, my dad found out he has a small cell lung cancer. All this being said, my younger brother of 4 years has really been going down a bad path. His alcohol abuse has gotten worse and he consistently refuses treatment. He's currently lives with our aunt with no job after being kicked out of my parents' house because he kept getting in alcoholic arguments with my dad. No car, no license. He wrecked it from a seizure earlier in the year where he's lucky to be alive and his license was revoked for a DUI in 2019. His social media posts are strange and all over the place during early hours of the morning. His only goal in life is to do movies, and I think he spends most of his time planning out music videos and movie shoots with people he knows. How he does this, I don't know. He has no income and spends all the money he got from his car wreck and Ubers to get around. Before all of this, though, we were always close growing up. I just think at times we're two different people as I've gotten older. I realized the times I've always thought he was too much was when he was abusing a bottle. He's your standard narcissistic addict and he tends to always put everyone down. He tends to always put down everyone else's creative side in favor of his own or what he do. We weren't even able to watch movies together without him crapping on them, so I stopped. Uh, I am deeply, oh, sorry, still, he's family. In 2019, I got engaged. I chose him as my best man. Since we lost our mom and dad's cancer diagnosis, he's gotten immensely worse. To make a long story short, he refuses to go to rehab, constantly craps on the family for his opinion of our upbringing, refuses to do therapy, and at times when I was forced to be around to help him out around the house, he was pretty vocal about getting this money in reference to my dad's passing and our inheritance. I'm deeply regretting choosing him as my best man for my wedding this fall. I chose him for blood, but he's deeply unreliable and he's battling some tough demons he can't defeat on his own. I wish he would just do the steps, take the steps necessary to get healthy, but he has to want it. And he denies anything is wrong. I really want to tell him he's no longer a best man, but I know this is going to have consequences down the line, especially if something should happen to my dad in a matter of two of us fighting out to deal with this family. I don't know what to do. What's your advice?
Yeah, I don't have any life experience to really offer some sound advice for him.
You
Because
got a brother off the rails. That's
right, and it seems like I feel like because he's family, he has
you feel
yet to,
obligated.
yeah, he has yet to hit bottom. And I think until he hits bottom, that's the only way he's gonna change.
Mm,
Because
he
right
got.
now he's being held up, you know what I'm saying? With
Mm.
everything that he does, with all the foolishness. But again, because he's family, you don't want him to go through bottom and go through that
Dog, that
anguish and
bottom
pain.
hurt,
It
dog.
hurt, right? It's not a soft fall. So you know, it may take that if he's not willing to.
He almost hit the bottom. Batman got a DUI. He just
But it's still, he
like
living with auntie. He got kicked out the parents' house, right?
no money, no food.
But now he living with auntie, and he ain't paying rent there, bills
Not
there.
not not auntie and uncle.
So,
We're gonna get to that though.
so I mean, I'm just saying, how do you expect him to change if he's still able to do what he's doing
Mhm.
and it all be good? You know what I'm trying to
Mhm.
say? And sometimes it takes with some people, it takes a drastic thing to happen to them to change and it's to kind of see it for what it is. And
So
he
you
maybe
gonna
doesn't
take
want to.
him off the list as the best man?
Yeah, and I know what the brother's thinking. He's probably thinking if I take him off the list, then what
That's
kind of
rock bottom.
what kind of spiral is he gonna go down with the drinking? Because it seems like that's his medication.
Hmm.
Is he gonna get into, and then he's gonna feel guilty for then taking that away from him and then getting him in that situation. So I but if it's unreliable, that's you can't. It's hard to have a best man that's unreliable.
Dog, a best man, unreliable dog.
But I understand it's a brother, so it's tough.
Bro, that Joan. Earn?
You can't make a grown ass adult do anything they don't want to do.
Mhm.
You can hope and wish and pray and try to give all the logical explanations you want to give them. Grown folks going to do what grown folks want to do. So you need to just not make it your problem, do what's best for you, and then hope the Bama figure it out. But you can't do much more than hope.
Are you making him your best man?
He would have never been that in the first place. If the Bama out here acting all wild and can't be
Yeah,
reliable, you don't just wake up one day not reliable. So that's on you in the first place.
yeah. He got himself in a bad situation by making him the best man, not trying to pull that away.
Dog, this is brother, dog.
So what?
Everybody has family members. It's still blood, but it's like I've had situation with family members that I really wanted to do something with my family member. You know what I'm saying? Look out because it's
Mhm.
blood. You know what I'm trying to say? But you knew better that if I did this, the outcome was gonna be negative. So I know I shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but now he done told
Dog,
this
the
guy
Bama
that.
going spiral, bro. You
Dog,
already know he going spiral.
you got to hold people
360
accountable,
spin.
yeah. Because
Yeah,
there's too much lack of accountability, especially in our community, where Bama's start making excuses, feeling sorry for Bama's, trying to make a pathway for them to get back on the right. No, dog, he's a grown up. If he can't be relied upon, then let him go do what he do.
that's what I'm saying. He
When you
gotta
got
hit bottom, you know?
so I would say at least at the very least. Cause I mean, sometimes you just gotta talk straight. It gotta just be grown man talk. Sometimes you just gotta do grown man talk. And when it come to like serious events and situations like this, you can't be dealing with the foolishness at the wedding, dog. You can't have the Bama acting belligerent and doing the most, standing on tables, throwing box. We're
You're gonna
not
be
having
mad
none of
then
that.
at
Nah,
yourself
we're
too,
not. We're
because you
not
knew
having none
better.
of yeah.
You knew
Cause
better.
you're gonna have to wreck the Bama in your suit and everything, body slam on
In your
table. And
tuxedo,
yeah,
your
you're gonna have to
rental, that's a
wreck them
rental. You
in a
Is
can't
the
rental,
marriage
dog.
off on the wrong step too?
You're gonna
Because you
have
know
to
your
put
wife
hands.
gonna be mad about the joint.
Dog, first of
So
all, you're gonna have to
uh,
put hands on them because your wife gonna be steaming. You ain't getting no lovey-dovey that night on your wedding night because of the whole funny business. So look, this is what you gotta do. You gotta go ahead, tell them, hey, look, man, we gonna go get something to eat. I want to talk to you. Woo, woo, woo. Have them jump in the El Dorado. Y'all drive up Sizzler somewhere or something. Y'all sit at the table. And you tell main man, hey, look, bro, I love you. You start out with the I love yous. You my man and
that's not gonna
everything.
matter.
Nah,
Yeah,
it ain't gonna matter.
yeah.
But you trying to soften the blow.
I'm
You
trying.
tell them, look, bro, order whatever you want on the menu. You want dessert? I got you. You tell them, say, look here, bro. I'm worried about you. I'm concerned about you. I love you. You my brother and everything.
time out,
But
time
I
out.
can't deal with. Go ahead. What you?
Didn't you have a similar type conversation with a similar type Bama not that long ago? And how did that result? You see the good in everybody. Like Harold, he sees like he'll be the last Bama to turn his back. He sees the good in
I'm a,
everybody.
and I'm gonna say this about your little dinner jump. I'm gonna
You
say
know
this
what I'm
about your.
talking about? He trying to think of what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna say this about your dinner.
What's
When do
the
you
Uh-huh.
bring that
mindset?
up? Because you talking about you go to dinner, you sitting down, well, you wait for the appetizers to come and then drop the bomb during appetizers. Like
Dog, listen.
you
You get
know
that
it.
you get that queso and chips. You
Nah,
say
and he got to
you
drive
know
with you
what
the whole
you,
way.
you know what you want to order? You
Come
just
on.
point it out, and then when the because the way waiters and stuff, they need to recognize like when you talking about something serious, don't come to the table. We talking about something serious. So like you tell them off break, like, look, bro, I love you. I'm concerned about you. I know you be hitting the bottle heavy. You be off the Henny. I seen the Henny in your closet, all like that. Bro, this Joan ain't going, like, you can't keep going this route, dog. I don't want to be burying you along with mom and dad because you out here acting funny.
I
Let's
would
get
just,
you some help.
but
You
why
gotta
do that?
assume that conversation is taking place though, Harold. If the Bama's writing the show, he already know how the brother gonna pop off when this joint take place.
I wouldn't take him to dinner to do
But
it either.
you can't keep it a secret that the Bam ain't the best man no
You
more.
just tell him like, "Hey, nigga, you too wild. You not. I can't rely on you. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Drawfin go ahead and be the best man. You've been out
That
this
jump
joint
gonna
wild.
hurt though,
And you're not
dog.
gonna
That
get
jump,
my marriage started off on the wrong foot because then you making up before the game even start. You down 10. So dog, it's not worth it, dog.
To me, it's best to just talk. If you're talking about man to man, don't do dinners and ice creams and desserts and apps. Just go and talk. That's your blood anyway. It's your brother. You gotta talk to him.
He probably
dog.
scared of the
But
I'd be
you
more
can't just.
upset if you took me to dinner to then drop bad news on me like that. I'd be blown.
And then you
But
got to
dog,
ride
but
back with him.
Right. And this
dog. But the thing is though, he sound immature, dog. The dinner piece might work. You taking Red Lobster somewhere, let him get the cheddar butter biscuits.
But
That
substance
jump
abuse
might
is a
work.
different animal too. It's not like you could just sit down and be like, hey, these drugs are tearing you up. You need to stop doing this.
Right.
It just that's not how the brain works, dog. People get addicted
you're
and they
right.
start wilding out.
Yeah, you're right, dog.
And they never feel like they're wrong until like some trauma happened, then they look back and they're like, oh, I should have did this different. But in the moment, they never see themselves as wrong.
yes.
People with mental health issues never see themselves as wrong.
Damn. Dog, yeah. We try to give you advice, bro, but it's just looking like you gonna have to
If you talk to him, just talk to him. That's what I would say. You
just
know what
talk
I'm
to
saying?
him.
And like keep it real. Don't soften the blow or nothing. Just to say what it is.
But you know what's not being said. You
What's
know
that?
his youngin already been in his ear, dog. She already been in his ear. Like,
Facts.
you gonna make your brother your best man? I don't know about
And she
that
keep
one.
asking. She don't say nothing
Yeah.
negative, but she keep asking the same
Who's
question.
your groomsman? Who's your best man? Is it gonna be Billy or Tommy? Like, you already know, dog. You better make the right decision, bro. You better make it fast. Uh, I was talking to somebody the other day. We're not gonna name names out here, and we were talking about different things. We got to talking about Kevin Samuels. For those who don't know who Kevin Samuels is, this Bama's the prophet, though. This Bama's got her, but nonetheless, this person was like, I think he's too harsh. I think Kevin Samuels too harsh on his guests and his women and stuff. And so I was trying to I was like, yeah, you think he's too harsh though? They was like, yeah, I think he's too harsh. Like some of the stuff he say, he don't have to say it like that.
So, quick question: is this a male or female?
I wasn't even trying to divulge that information because does it matter?
It absolutely matters.
Okay.
So let me ask a second question then.
Okay.
Let's take away the female question.
Okay.
Is this person over 35?
Yes.
Is this person single?
No.
So it's a married person.
Yes.
Okay.
So I like, and when the person said this, it kind of took me back because I had that context, and I'm like, young, you think it's harsh? Because, dog, I stand behind this man, dog, 100%. Listen, I don't necessarily agree with every point this man makes, but 98.9% of it is on point. And if I bring that paper home, it's an A plus. So I'm like, young, Aaron, do you find any flaws in the man's
So I think
approach?
Firstly, I think it's sad that as straight black men, we have to say we don't agree with everything this human being, this other adult says with their own functioning brain. Nobody else has to do that. Like has to
Okay.
separate themselves from. If you say this person has some good points or this person says a lot of good things, that doesn't mean everything this Bama said is the gospel. So that joint is kind of frustrating that we
Okay.
are the only group that has to do that anytime somebody has thoughts that align with ours, even if it's not all of their thoughts. But that being said, the answer is no. Like everybody, they say the Bama's gay. They say the Bama.
Don't worry.
They say he hates women. They say
Don't
he
worry.
hates black women. They never address the things that he says, which is very curious to me. Like I've seen hundreds of youngers go on that joint and try every tactic, but there's never any logic to combat the things that he said or to dictate that, hey, this is a lie, this is not true, this is inaccurate. And so that's
So
why
we're
are we
left
even
to
having
delivery.
a conversation about how the message is delivered if the message is accurate?
So does it have to be delivered in a soft manner?
It's been soft since what, the 60s? And look at what we got. And all of a sudden, you see Obama say it different now. All of a sudden, he got 1 million followers, and everybody's talking about him. So apparently, the message is getting heard way more now than it has been. So I mean, I don't know what to tell people.
And I agree with you on that. Yes, his message, depending upon the female or male. I don't see a lot of males, but the male that I did, hear the interview was, he went hard body, but it's one of those things where you could tell he comes with a different approach depending upon the way the person looks. That's what I've noticed.
Okay.
When there's somebody that's an attractive woman,
It's
he
softer.
gives more. Yes, he's a lot more softer with his approach, even when the things they're saying are incorrect. You know what I'm trying to say?
So I have noticed that. I have noticed that. That might be the real talk, D. That might be the only chink in the Bama's armor. Because honestly, I have noticed that when a youngin is attractive, his tone is a little softened. If a youngin's a bum or bum status or close to bum status,
But let's add some context to this.
okay.
One is irrational and one isn't because there are different outcomes for bad. We talk about this all the time. So let's be all the way real with it. Like,
Okay.
and don't
Okay.
pretend like we don't have these conversations.
No, but
If a youngin is an 8 or a 9 and she's crazy, Bama's an entertainer.
They're gonna deal with
The
it.
outcome, she still has a chance. Over
Okay.
30, over 35, she got a chance. 6 and below, or 5 and below, what's the dog? It's over.
Walking out the store immediately.
so,
no purchase.
I think most of his frustration and the point of the entire thing is trying to change the perception of what the outcome is in the future for holding out or acting the way they act or feeling like you don't have to change, feeling like it's all on everybody else. The world got to change, but I'm fine the way I am. And I wish I had the theme music right now. The dun dun dun. Like, chances are you acting that way and looking that way is not going to work out for you.
Yeah, I hear you on that because, the reality is this: as a male, and to me, even as a female, either way, it doesn't really matter. This is kind of, it doesn't matter what sex you are. You allow someone that's attractive to get away with things more that is not. That's just the bottom line.
And men's attractiveness is measured by their pockets a lot of times, and that's the difference. Women's attractiveness is measured by how they look. All the other stuff is complimentary, but how they look is the first thing at the top of the food.
That's the entree. Everything else a la carte. Period.
Yeah. And for men, it's primarily, you say you want a good dude and stuff. Oh, yeah, I want him to be but if Bama bringing home pennies,
Yeah,
don't look the same.
No, I don't. But if he's attractive, you're willing to. If he said, "Man, I'm about to get," you know what I'm saying, I'm about to, have my break, you know what I'm saying. If he's attractive, I would see a woman giving him more latitude as opposed to a Bama that wasn't attractive.
Yeah, no.
But at the end of the day, what he's saying is, like Aaron said, most of, at least from what I hear, I don't watch him as much as you guys, but what he's saying is correct. Now, when it gets ugly,
It get ugly. But
when
he tell him though, he warn him. He be
he
like, you
want
don't
them,
want
and
to
it
go
gets
down this pathway.
ugly. But I think if it was a situation where people didn't hear what he wanted to say, they wouldn't come on the show.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you what I really appreciate the most, dog. This is why this Bama, listen, he don't let these youngins talk to him any kind of way. He
No.
do not take abuse at all. This Bama shut the shop down. He put him on mute. He cut him off. He not going for none of it. And there's a certain level of respect and you know proper way to conduct yourself when you on his platform. By default, you can't get belligerent, start talking reckless.
When they check
It
in on
don't.
that white man's time clock, they know how to act.
Hmm.
So
You
that's
talking about
some,
Zaddy? Not
we
Zaddy.
and the thing is, like, we've been documenting some of the stuff I be dealing with over the past, let's say, 4 or 5 years in real time. So it's like we have
Without question. I already know
records
you.
of the, you know what I mean,
I
of
know
the
what you're
stuff that
saying.
the Bama be talking about, where people is like there's a certain level of
Case
delusion in some
studies.
of
We
these
doing
youngins'
case
minds.
studies.
Right? Like we've been going. That's why I think we like to drink so much, because we've been documenting certain stuff over the past few years, and then you see this Bama, and he going down the list of the stuff we
Yo.
already got in the group chat. Like,
Fit, feminine, and cooperative.
and there's a sense of entitlement that a lot of these older women have, where they feel like the universe owes them something based on the things that they've been through with other dudes, or the life that they feel like it's gonna happen for me, or God's gonna put this person in my. That's not how the world works. You get what you take.
Dog, let me tell you something now. We transitioning because having this conversation, I was like, I'm like, young, and I saw a commercial on TV the other night during the NBA playoffs. They had a commercial, they had WNBA, and it said, you're not watching. We have dunks. They showed Young and Duncan.
Yeah, showed a couple of joints dunking.
We got, excitement, all of this stuff. We got this, we got that. And you're not watching. It's because you're not watching. Basically, that was like the theme of it. It's not because we don't have like stand up for social injustice and we don't do all this stuff and our game's not exciting. It's because you're not watching, right? And so
That should be
I
inclusive.
started to think about
So
a
we all
whole lot.
stupid, is what they say.
Dog, in essence, they want something for nothing. They don't want to change nothing about.
There it is.
They don't want to change nothing about the game to make it more exciting, to bring in. I mean, I just don't get it. And I don't want to be the bad guy, dog, but it's just, it's like we're not going to change anything. And you need to watch more.
And I think
what we were just talking about in the last subject, dog.
And I think when we were talking about, we talked about this. The WNBA, what it was years ago, you knew names, and I just feel like the marketing has failed them in this sense. And I think that's the major issue with this whole thing, because the people, like, who are you saying is not watching? Who is the person that you're pointing to when you make that comment?
I didn't see this WNBA commercial,
and it happened
on their own network.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's happening.
Who they talking to? Their commercial. They said, we got something for you, Earl. It's because you're not watching. They spent $1 million in marketing on you alone, dog.
Because
it's spending the money in the wrong places. So we gotta watch with no augmentation to the product. They're not making it better. They're not shining it up. They're not doing nothing to it. They just shoving it back out there on the shelf and saying, you gotta buy this product, or else you don't support women. You don't do this. You don't do that.
The problem is that most of the women don't watch it. So that's the other issue. So it's not even like
64% of their fan base is black men.
So I'm trying to figure out though, dog, what can they do? This is the thing. I think it's a bad model, and it's not going to end the way you want it to end, to try to play it this way, to not make no changes or make the product better at all, and then push it and force feed it to us like, you better watch. That was what the commercial was saying. It was saying, we have everything. You better watch. No, you don't.
Is that what they
You
said?
don't have everything. You don't
He
have
put a little
everything.
hot sauce
First,
on there. He put a
first,
little
first,
hot sauce
first
on
of all, you swell. It's you on Swellington Avenue. The
How
whole
many
jump
games
on
you got to
Swellington
watch to
Avenue.
see a dunk? You got to watch the whole
10.
regular season.
You gotta watch 10 to 12. The season over after 10 games. They had a dunk the
Come
other
on,
night.
man.
I'm just saying, listen, I'm not even gonna go back through the whole lower the rim jump. All I'm gonna say is that because I had a discussion with the missus about it, and I said, yeah, like to your point, D, there was a time where you were selling the players. You were
Right.
selling the players, right? I was like, because the NBA had Duncan, back in the day, when you got a poster, Aaron, or you got a poster, D, what kind of poster did you get? Did you get a poster of Bama spotting up in the
Or a
corner,
jump shot? No.
or a jump shot, or Bama doing a cross? No, you got a poster of somebody getting yammed on. The Jordan jump when he's like coming down on the Bama like this, the back Dominique Wilkins jump, he in the air about to cock the jump back. That's what you got a picture of. That's what you got a poster of. You cannot sell that. That was how the players' names got built in the posters. Bama's getting dunked on. Other night I mentioned John Morant in game did a 360. These youngins is doing generic. First of all, it's only 2 to 3 youngins in the jump that can touch the rim and dunk. So, and they doing generic jumps that you can see at a high school basketball game, or I can do on a bum Achilles. What product are you selling me? This is if it's a business. Now, if this jump is a nonprofit organization, it's different. Hey, support the nonprofit organization. Please give to the foundation. Hook us. We just need your support. Woo, 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 woo. Say it like that. Just say it like that. It's a foundation. We just need your support. Please donate $2 to $3. We need everything we can get from you. Woo, 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 woo. But don't tell me it's a business. Don't treat it like a business and then get mad when I make a decision. One of the things is like when it comes to like business and stuff, that's why I don't like Bama's trying to sell me stuff like without like telling me what it is. The pyramid schemes and all. That's why I be ready to wreck them Bama's off break. Cause it's like, dog, keep it 100 with me. Just keep it 100. And then I can make a decision if I want to support it or not. Don't try to swindle me. And this feels like a swindle. You got a commercial ad with the youngest dunking and doing stuff that you won't see in a regular game. That's a swindle.
So, like, to your point, but I think slightly different. I think the marketing does not match the product. So if they were to be like, they keep trying to push this, it's the same game as the other game, which it's not. You can't not make changes and have to watch 15 games to see a one-hand dunk that you did when you was in 7th grade, when you first was trying to dunk. Like, you just, it's not the same, and people's eyes aren't lying to them. Like, when they look at the game, it's not the same thing. So if you're going to leave the game alone and feel entitled enough to where you don't have to change anything, at least make the marketing different and focus on other aspects of the women and their personalities and things like just different aspects that would garner interest. But you can't say it's the same when you look at it. You say, "Dog, it's not the same." It's NBA games we'll turn on. It's not the same, and we'll be like, "I'm not watching this." It's football games we'll turn on. You know what I mean, and be like, "I'm not watching this." So you can't lie to Bama's who watch sports and play sports their whole life and tell them it's the same when it's not the same. It's like they're marketing to black men when we're 64% of their base. They need to be marketing to these damn women. Like, they need to be marketing to white people and all this other stuff. Like, black men are the biggest supporters of the WNBA. So all of this sass trying to act like, oh, it's the same thing, y'all just not watching, so stop complaining, it's BS.
Yeah, listen, I told y'all to lower the rim, take a little market research group during the off season, figure it out, how to make it work. Yes, it's going to mess up some jump shots. You're going to have to change and stuff like that. But I was having this conversation and someone said they'll never do it. And I was like, why? And it's because they wanted to, they would have, it would be like admitting that it's not the same.
Which is probably accurate. And I don't, You know how them jokers are at the top. We ain't even gonna get into that, but the margins aren't high enough for them to make the investment that they need to make to support the women's game the way they say they support women. Because there's a path to getting a bigger viewership. You just got to make a bigger front end investment, and whoever you got in marketing, ship their ass all out of there. Come up with something new. You know what I mean? Some younger people in there, fresh ears, fresh eyes. And there's a path to a larger viewership, a larger fan base. But they look at it like, oh, the margins is this. If we make the changes, we might get, 10, 15? Nah, it ain't worth it to them. And instead of putting us in the crosshairs, they need to get on TV and talk about them. But they don't do that. They just talk to us and Kevin Samuels that way. But they're not going to talk to them jokers like that.
Oh, man, dog. Yeah. Well, on to the NBA. We got the NBA playoffs going on. It's the Wizards. They finally got a W over in the East. Joel Embiid got hurt knee. We don't know what the MRI said. Can the Wizards come back?
No. That jump was nip and tuck without Embiid. I don't see it. They're not coming back. All they need is one game and it's it. It's over.
Yeah, one game, though.
It's one game and over. I
got my jersey on. I'm rocking my Wiz stuff. I mean, see if they could do it.
I was hoping for a bigger win margin without Embiid being there. And the fact that they still struggled to barely beat the Sixers without him, it just tells you, and we've said it already, they have a better overall team talent-wise and coaching-wise. And that showed itself on the score. They struggled to still beat them. And they still have a problem just beating who's the forward that they keep struggling to guard? Tobias Harris. Yeah, they can't.
Looking like Jordan out there, Jim.
They went into the fourth quarter up 12 and still ended up like in the last minutes up 2 points. Scott Brooks is the worst, though.
It's just the team overall. I just don't have faith in the Wizards overall to make that upset, like down 3-0, because of how the team is made up, primarily with the coaching. I feel like there's talent on that team, but I just don't feel like the coaching is going to be able to pull them through that type of deficit, you know what I'm saying, and have them come back and win. I just don't see it.
Yeah, so, I mean, they definitely would have to win this next game. They win the next game.
All of them.
They got to win all
the games. They got to win all the games.
You're right. You're right. I had forgot.
They're down 3-1. They got to win them all now. They got to win out.
So it's not that Joan done. Joan finito, huh? It's done.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Atlanta's up 3-1 against the New York Knicks.
That's done too.
Yeah.
Is it done? Did Trae Young? Done. Is he the Reggie Miller, the new age Reggie Miller, dog? He just gonna do the Knicks in like that?
He. I'm gonna tell you, this series reminds me of old basketball, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you going back and forth.
The trash
jokers talking trash.
The taunting.
Yeah, I just feel like it reminds me of the old NBA. And even Taj Gibson, he was saying it at the end. He was like, because him and Trae Young be going back and forth, but none of them taking hard feelings over there. They were like, this is just basketball. Yeah. This is what you do. You know what I mean? And when Trae Young be making them shots and he do little shivers on the shoulders, so he ice cold. I look.
No, I love it.
Go ahead. Another aspect that kind of gets left out is when the playoffs come, it's not regular season. You need players you can rely on in those moments. And the Knicks don't have one of those players. Like they got a bunch of guys who played that group, lunch pail ball all year, playing defense. When the playoffs come, you need like somebody who can go get a bucket.
You got to have
and they don't have somebody like that. So I think this is kind of like a recipe for disaster with Trae going off the way he's going off.
Dog, and they talked them into this jump, dog. Like you can't be taunting no super scorers, dog. You gotta just let them be.
But the confidence they get from that fan base and all. The way it was when they tied it up 1-1. All the New Yorkers popped out of nowhere. I'm like, dog, cut it out.
They was hyped. They was hyped when they tied that thing up 1-1, and now you see the difference. Like Aaron said, I feel like this team is the Knicks team was a team of will during the regular season. they willed themselves to wins and victories. And I feel like when you get in this in a 7-game series, you got to have talent because that's just not going to be enough to win a 7-game series. So
What's up with
So
y'all boy Randall?
Randall is just hitting. Sometimes players just hit that playoff slump where they just not
yeah,
performing at the same
24%
level.
shooting from a
yeah,
power
Yeah,
forward? You kidding
yeah,
me?
yeah,
you got to that to me. You know what that says? Too
Scared.
many jump shots.
That too.
without question, he got to
Too
live.
too many
Yeah,
jump shots. Bruise your way to the rack and get buckets and close, dog.
Even if you shoot all jump shots, it's no way I'm shooting 24%.
Yeah,
It's
you
no
right.
way. I shoot a basketball every day. I'm not shooting
Yeah,
24%, though.
you right. You right. That's facts. That's facts.
All threes, I'm not shooting 24%. It's just not possible.
Then we got the Milwaukee. They blasted the Miami Heat.
man.
Sorry, Shaq, man. Shout out to my man Shaq Daddy. Yeah, he couldn't really hang, dog. I mean, Giannis and all of them, they said it ain't the bubble no more. We ain't playing no games. What's happening?
Yeah, yeah, got them
Excuses.
up out of there.
I mean, they ain't even make it close. I thought Jimmy Butler was going to show up, give him like a 36, 12, 8 game type jump. Nah, that Bama went to sleep. They let Byron Forbes and all these ancillary pieces cook them. Milwaukee looked like they trying to go to the finals. Y'all believe in them?
We'll see when they play the Nets.
Okay, all right. You got the Brooklyn Nets up 3-1 on Boston. Boston suffering, dog. No Jaylen Brown. Kemba Walker got hurt, didn't play the last game. You relying on Marcus Smart as your secondary scorer is not going to go well, dog. So I think they done. Brooklyn probably wash them in the next one. What you think of Steve Nash coaching, or he not doing nothing?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Steve Nash. I mean, would you say he's doing something?
Do you have to do something when you get
That's
to the roster?
that's it. That's what I'm getting at here. That's exactly where I'm going. Do you have to do something? Think about the Steve Kerr and the other coach they had in Golden State. You don't have to do that much. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. And he's in a situation where you got your top 3 players.
Cream of the crop. They all
Top.
top 10.
They 2 of them have been to chips and know what it is to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? The other one, I mean, he took a team that no one even really thought it was a contender for years on just his scoring ability and Harden. So it's just like,
Done more or less than any other player other than LeBron.
so I just feel like at this point, he doesn't have to do much with that roster. And then you still got Blake Griffin and you got some other guys on there that can fill in. It's just
Just
how do you how do you stop Kyrie? How do you stop KD? Because the other night when I watched the game, I'm like, the 2 of them were just
KD was just dog. It was a video game, dog, on easy rookie mode. He was just hitting everything. Nobody could stop him getting to the lane. Step back jumpers. And it seems like to me, like the first couple games, I mean, they won and but it seems like once you see it, it's like the first time I dunked the basketball. Once I knew I could dunk, then I was doing 360, throwing the jump off the glass, catching the jump back, everything, doing crazy. So once they like mud hold them like together, they were like, oh, Young, yeah, this man was a cooker. Young, I knew he was a cooker, but just to see it up close, like it just give you an added confidence boost. And then you got Bama's like Joe Harris and Bama Joe Harris was cooking the other night.
yeah.
And it's like his confidence level is through the roof because he's like, Young, I got the best scores in the world. We really going to the championship. So
How do you stop
Brooklyn look dangerous, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stop it. I mean, we're going to see if Milwaukee got a chance because they next up. And if they get past Brooklyn, then I mean, they basically in the finals. Because I don't see nobody up top that can hang with them. Atlanta can't hang with Milwaukee. The Philly with Embiid, his knee, applesauce. You can't rely on him. So if it come down to Milwaukee and Philly, I got Milwaukee. If it come down to Brooklyn and Philly, I got Brooklyn. If it come down to Brooklyn, Atlanta, I got Brooklyn. So the next series, that Milwaukee-Brooklyn jump is going to be the series to watch in the East. That's gonna be it. Um, Over in the West, you got the Utah Jazz up 3-1. Is that Joe done? Is the Ja Morant show over?
It's looking that way, man. Uh,
I like Ja.
I know, man. I like just watching him play is one of those things. It's always entertaining watching him play. But it just seems like Utah it just has too much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's gonna be he's not gonna be enough to win a series over Utah.
Yeah, and with
And
the
granted, it's
Donovan
a
Mitchell
yeah,
coming
Donovan
back,
Mitchell,
it just changed the whole complexity of
everything.
the series.
Right,
Because you can beat Joe Ingles, and I mean he not bad, but I'm just saying like Joe Ingles and Donovan, that's like light years away. So
right.
once they got Donovan back, I was like, oh yeah, it's about to be different, and it was different. So um, yeah, that jump pretty much done. L.A. Clippers
Mm,
tied 2-2 with Dallas.
Over
yeah.
with.
Who over with? What you mean?
Clippers about to walk this one out.
Dog, that actually I don't disagree with you, but I just feel like Dallas, young, they rely too much on Luca, dog. This Bama Luca, his light is not even green. That jump fluorescent green. He just do whatever he want to do, dog. And it's you can't. I don't. You can't win that. First of all, the Bama's free throw shooting is atrocious. You can't be a cooker like Luca and can't shoot free throws. What are we talking about? So I like I'm with you, Aaron. I think the Clippers gonna walk away with this. We saw Kawhi Leonard go next level the last two games, um, and I
And
think they
Luca's hurt
just.
right now, isn't he? Isn't he like nursing an injury?
I mean, he be out there. You can't. I don't want to hear no injury talk if you playing.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, in terms of because he is the guy that they heavily rely on offensively. Now that he's not 100%, I don't see them having a chance to win the series. And Porzingis is not giving them enough to make up that difference.
Yeah, I mean, we know you know what you was gonna get from Porzingis, dog. He gonna play a whole lot of offense, and then defensively, he just gonna take series off. So you gotta have somebody to supplement for that. So I mean, I like Dallas, but I just don't see them beating the Clippers, dog. I don't see that happening. Denver and Portland 2-2.
Hmm.
Who gonna run with that one?
Portland.
I
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
Portland.
I don't know.
But Denver, this is the thing.
It's definitely going. I think it's going 7 games though. But I just
The
don't.
thing with Denver, they really need Jamal Murray, dog.
Yeah.
Because without Jamal Murray, they really don't have nobody in the backcourt that could really just
Go get it.
like. I just don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do, and that's the thing. Can't Pazzo, whatever the Bama name is, he can't check Dame. Dame see him as food, dog. He is chips out that jump, dog. That Bama cannot guard Dame. So you gotta at least have somebody where Dame like, oh, I gotta strap up or I gotta guard him. He don't feel that way about none of the guards on on the Denver's roster. And so all you really gotta do is slow up Jokic, and then you probably get a W. So I'm going with Portland the 6 to beat the 3. Then you got
Mm.
Phoenix and LA. You got what's his name? Anthony Davis nursing an injury.
You
He
got
probably gonna
Braun.
miss the next game. Is the dynasty the Lakers dynasty done? Is it over? Is Stern's orders about to not prevail in this one?
I don't know if they had a dynasty though, but I hear what you're saying though. I hear what you're saying in terms of if Davis is in play, I don't see them winning this series
Dog, the referees gotta cheat if Davis don't play.
because I just don't. It's going to be a situation where LeBron is going to have to primarily score like 38 points and just bull his way, like just go
Is
to the rim.
38 enough?
It may
Who
be.
gonna score? Who gonna score the rest?
Kyle Kuzma
Caldwell
got
Pope.
Pope.
Kuzma been playing like some doo doo,
I don't
dog.
that's what I don't get. What
Y'all not gonna
happened to
be
him?
dog. I don't know what happened to that dude, but he is not doing it.
Cause I thought at least with Kuzma, even with Anthony Davis out there, he would have. Maybe he'll step up this next game.
Maybe, dog, but he gonna have to drop Anthony Davis numbers for it to be a chance, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah, and if Chris Paul keeps getting healthier, it's gonna be tough for them to beat Phoenix.
Phoenix is tough, but dog, is Phoenix really that tough?
What seed were they?
Right.
This wasn't the lottery.
Right, yeah, like they had a play-in. They didn't have a play-in
The
game.
only thing they don't have is like when you used to play the college football game where they had a little prestige rating to tell you what schools Bama's want to go.
Right. They don't have the
They
prestige.
don't have the prestige, but dog, they showed up in bowl this year.
Yeah, not since Steve Nash and Damon Stoudemire. Yeah,
They
no.
got one of those guys too, Devin Booker. So like you always got a chance as long as you got one of those guys.
Okay, so is that series over? Is the
No, it's
Lakers
not
out of
over.
there?
It all depends on that AD injury.
Yeah.
He'll probably be out game 5, and we're gonna see if Stearns order is a real thing. Because if they
Dog.
win,
No, if they
Game
first of all,
five
if
without-
they
it's over.
if
They win game five, it's over.
without AD, you
It's
already
over.
know.
It's
you
done.
know it's Stearns orders 100%, 100%, and I'm willing to put the bread up. Stearns orders will prevail. Don't
let me
matter.
tell you this: if they win game 5, and you go look at the book and see what the odds are for Phoenix to win that series, Vegas could clean up. Vegas could clean
Dog, what we put? I'll put the bread on Phoenix then, because you
Yeah.
already know.
up. I follow
Listen,
the bread, not Stearns.
I follow the bread. Not Hey, look, dog. I hope we ain't got no chronic gamblers out there, dog, because this junk will ruin your life. But I'm telling you, that is the swindle of all swindles. Get you leaning, thinking that LA train gonna be LA train, and Stearns orders gonna kick in, and then they go ahead and snatch the rug on you, and then a bird fly out of a basket, and you be like, "Yo, what happened? What happened?" And all your money gone. Dog, yeah, you already know. We
The
we
books
done
could be
lost the
heavy
bread.
on
We
LA.
lost the bread so many times, dog. We already know, dog. Oh yeah, you know how that go. Yeah, you know how that go. Plus, they try to make up for COVID, dog. Vegas they lost some bread too, so they try to get
And
it back.
all these other areas got betting now. So like DC got betting, Maryland got betting now, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. So like
Dog, the floodgates is open.
yes, dog. Not Pennsylvania, New Jersey. But so yeah, they got to make up a lot of bread that used to be only theirs in Atlantic City.
Don't get caught in that bear trap, please. Don't do it. Bama's be on that app heavy, like.
I'm gonna post a ticket.
Dog, you already know how it go. You know that swindle 1-on-1 is coming. All right. The USA basketball team, in the first time in history, didn't make it to the Olympics. The 3-on-3 USA does that even count, dog?
I'm about to say I
I
don't
know that was
remember. Yeah, I didn't either. That was
Like
a
hooping up joint, dog. We
Right.
used to have back in the day.
that's like the big three league.
First of all, the Bama's that was on the team, Robbie Hummel, Kareem Maddox, Canyon Berry, I guess that's Brent Berry's son, Dominic Jones,
That's why then. It's Joe Blows. They at the Rec Center.
Rec Center Bama's, dog. I don't even care if they was in the league for 30 days, dog.
Never heard of it.
And you know the other countries, they gonna send the best of their best, dog. They gonna send the best Bama's they got in the whole country.
When was this tournament? I never even knew it came on.
Like
Never heard of
two,
it.
3 days ago, dog. I don't know when they had to hoop it up 3-on-3. I would have signed up, dog. Put my name on the sheet. See if I could
was
have got in the
house.
game.
I don't know where that happened.
Though I saw a jump the other day how Bama's be calling next all day and never get on the court, dog. I was like,
If you let one Bama take your next, everybody take it. They
If
gonna
one
watch to
Bama
see how
take-
you play the first Bama when he
Yeah.
say, "Nah, I got
if
next."
one Bama take it next, Young, I got next. And the Bama was like, dog, I got next.
That's why
I'm
you
like,
got to
yeah,
squad up with somebody
how
that's
you got
trying to get
next?
next.
Yeah, dog, first of all, that's exactly what you gotta do. You gotta coordinate your team before the
Right.
next come. You
Right.
gotta be, hey, young, you running with me? I bet. You running? Yeah, I got the next. Yeah, it's me. All right, yeah, I got 3. Okay, we're gonna wait to see who win and lose off the court. Then I'm
Right.
gonna pick up 2 of the Bama's, one of the Bama's a cooker, then somebody else. And then by the time, because then you're gonna have Bama's lobbying for you. Nah, young, my man got next, dog. We on, dog. We on. That's all you
I'm
need.
not going through
Mm.
all that, dog. I only had my next taken one time when I was like 11. This Bama that was 18, grown man, full beard and everything, came in and drank the little glass man at Rec Center and took my joint, dog. I said, dog, never again. I'll never, ever,
Dog,
ever.
how you take it next, dog?
He was like, I had next. The Bama just looked at me. He's like, no, I had next.
Yeah. He said I had next at home, huh?
As a grown man.
Yeah.
And nigga said, if
Dog,
that was anybody else, you would have. I
dog,
was like,
that
dog, I'm
joint,
10 years old. What I'm going to do? Go beat up an
dog,
18
that
year
joint.
old nigga?
Right.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. You was young. You was 10, dog. It's
It
grown
never happened
grown
again.
men out. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's grown men getting their next 10. I seen it. I seen it up close. I mean, I always was on the right side of hooping because I was a cooker, So I didn't really have to worry about it. But if you was like that, you was that passing specialist. That's what I like to call them. The Bammers who they just get in the jump and just
Oh, and it's
look
trying,
for
yeah,
Bammers to pass to.
trying to
Oh yeah,
facilitate and
you
give it
you
off.
cook
Yeah.
you. If you was a passing
Yeah.
specialist, you was
Yeah.
getting your neck snatched, though. It was just automatic. I mean, it just
Or
is what it is.
I used to like just show up like if I was going somewhere, wherever I go, I would always have shoes or be damn near dressed to play full court basketball. Like probably up until I was like 19, 20 years old. So like if I was to go somewhere, I'm gonna find where the basketball court at and just show up in other Bama's neighborhoods. So if everybody been playing with each other every day for years and then some random dude show up, they gonna try and see like, yeah, nah, we ain't waiting for that. Who is this nigga ain't from over here? But that's when you really gotta hold your own. Like, look, if I ain't playing, ain't nobody playing.
I'm telling you, one time I went to a different city, though. I was in Chicago. And I was like, of course, when you go to different cities, you try and see where the bump at. You like, yeah, I'm gonna go out this joint and hoop. So I went out there, and of course, I look like a Herb Johnson Auto type Bama. Like, if you just look at me, you like, this old skinny Bama, he is a bum. Like, I could look like a bum sometimes. Plus, like, I used to wear because from a comfort standpoint, I needed to have I would wear shorts. And sometimes my shorts would be like a little like John Stockton-ish. Like it'd just be a little like John Stockton, but it was comfortable for me. Sometimes they'd be a little dingy, but I look like a bum from the outside. So I'm like, I'll go out the jump. I'm like, yeah, who got next? So you gotta have authoritative voice. You can't go in the jump. Who got next? You can't be all timid and nothing like that. So I went out there. I'm like, yeah, who got next? Loud, clear. So the dude's like, he's like, I got next, whatever, right? So I'm like, oh, all right. But I was like, you got your 5? And then he was like, nah. He was like, yeah. Bama switched the job. Like, you got your 5 or nah? Then he was like, yeah, I got my 5. I was like, oh, all right. So then the dude he played, and I had next after him. So then after the jump, this random dude come up to the jump and was like, yeah, nah, I got him, and start calling out the Bama's he playing with. I said, nah, bro, stop. So then I look at the dude who I just had a one-on-one conversation with, right? I'm like, dog, you was right here and we was discussing the next. Where this Bama, do you know this Bama had audacity to try to turn, act like he ain't know what happened? Young, I don't know. I was like, I said, all right. So what I did was this the little slick jump. So I said, I was like, all right. I went. So you know how when Bama's is playing, they got the little while Bama's is going down the court, you be on the other court and Bama's be shooting around and stuff like that. And then Bama's be yelling like, yo, get off the court. We coming down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm,
So I went to the other court that was vacant. I did a 360 on the jump because I was mad.
Out of frustration.
Dog, Bama's is looking like, that Bama got bounced. Then it was like, dog, you picking him up, dog? Now everybody want me on their team. I'm like, young, this junk fugazi, dog. I can't deal with this. That joke, dog, that joke hurt your pride, though. You get your neck snatched, yeah. I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling. Oh, Jeremy said to the women, though, they made it, though.
Yeah, the women's basketball team made the. I feel like this 3-on-3 is a way to dilute the American. You know, we have the best basketball players, and you have this little 3-on-3. Ain't nobody trying to play no 3-on-3.
And it's the playoffs. Like they gonna have a tournament at a
Yeah,
time where the best
right.
basketball.
Who
Yeah,
gonna play in there? And the top players are like you said, they hooping right now. So it just the
Yeah, we need the
timing of
big three
this.
Bamas.
yeah.
But
They
they
should get the
old
big
though. They
three.
old. Them Bama's
Dog,
be.
them old Bammers can still hoop, dog. What's his name? Catino Mobley? Ain't you can't tell me that Bama still can
He better now
hoop.
than he was in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
That Bama was
but
cooking.
these Euro guys, they can hoop.
They
They
can't.
top guys
They
can
young.
hoop
They
though.
young. Yeah, they young. They can shoot. Plus, I feel like the Euro hoops, dog. I feel like they put like grease on them jumps or something. They like it don't. It seems like they be playing on double rims and stuff. Oh no,
I used to
dog.
hate
Hate
double
them double
rims.
rings.
I can't stand
Dog,
double
these
rims.
double rims, dog, change you, dog. You,
You
yeah,
shoot the ball, you get no friendly rolls or
dog. No
nothing.
friendly rolls, dog. Jump gotta be, dog, all the way cash, or it's
That's
gonna
how my
roll
jumper
off.
got sick on the double rim. Cause I said every shot got to go right through. It
Gotta
can't.
go
It can't.
right through, dog.
Yeah.
And
If
them
I
good
had a
rims, they
son,
be 11 feet, so they be like a foot higher to make sure niggas don't tear them down.
dog,
So-
or like the front of the rim be bent up. That's the jump that get your jumper real wet. Cause when you got them old hoops, like Bama's keep like jumping and pulling it, then it like over time the rim be like kind of peaked up a little bit. So then you gotta shoot over that jump. Remember the like one court be regular and then the other court had a
Yeah.
messed up rim?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. We done been through them troubles, yeah. We done been through them troubles. Uh NFL news. The Bama, the Packers is doubling down, dog, against Aaron Rodgers. They doubling down, young. They don't care about Aaron Rodgers, dog.
I think they care, but they again, you got to realize what this is. This is even though that team is separately owned or whatever like that in Green Bay, owned by the fans and stuff. But to me, this season, if they allow one football player to determine where they're going to go, it's one thing to retire and just leave, but it's another thing to force your way to another team or another situation. It's gonna start a domino effect, and they don't want this. They don't want it, even with
They
Aaron
said they
Rodgers.
said they gonna call his bluff.
So they're like, okay, Bama showed pictures of him in vacation with a youngin doing like Dunn's Rivers like in the fall. Like he don't care. He got money. He ain't pressed. But at the end of the day, they're like, okay, we got our plan B.
They gonna find him.
But this the well, I don't know if they're gonna find him, but he just want to get paid his money. I'm not sure how does the mandatory workouts work. I mean, because that should be coming up soon. The mandatory OTAs. I don't know when Green Bay's is, but I don't know what the consequences are if you don't show. But at the end of the day, even with the money, he got the money. He got so much money. You think he tripping off of a $10,000 or $20,000 check he missed per? You know what I'm saying? I don't. Even if it was 100,000, I don't know if it would be enough to get him. He has so much leverage because of his longevity, his endorsements, and all the stuff he does. They're gonna be hard pressed, man, to get him to come back. Unless he just says, "Oh, I want to come back now."
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be Aaron Rodgers' decision. It's not going to be the team forcing him to come back. That's what I would say.
They say it's an article out here, Yahoo Sports. Both Rodgers and Watson, yeah, I know which Watson that is, will officially become easier to trade thanks to a provision, excuse me, that allows the NFL teams to split the salary cap hits over 2 seasons if a player is released or traded after June 1st.
Oh, that must be new. I don't remember that.
Yeah, this is new.
I'll make a that. Yeah, that's good. So they're not gonna take as big of a cap hit, and they know if he's not there on that team is not gonna be going to the NFC Championship. It's not gonna be that type of situation, and they know that.
And you can't rebuild in Green Bay. without a elite quarterback because nobody free agents are not coming to Green Bay.
No, it's cold and it doesn't have the market. It's just different, and it's not like Dallas or New York or even Washington. It's not a big market team. Aaron Rodgers is the one that makes Green Bay. I mean, before it was Brett Favre, and now it's Aaron Rodgers. Who's gonna want to come there without him being there?
Right, 30 years of elite quarterback.
Right.
Yeah,
And we
gonna
seen
see
what the
this.
GM been doing in the draft. So if they banking on that, Bama fixing it. Good luck.
The only last thing on the docket, the vaccinations. Young, the players who aren't getting vaccinated still gonna have to get tested every day. Do you think that's gonna push them into vaccination?
They don't start getting paid yet though. So I feel like everybody real stubborn while the check's not getting cut. But soon as the season starts and you got to go through all that foolishness, they gonna show up and get vaccinated, or at least fake the joint something.
At least fake it. They gonna do something.
Both of y'all got vaccinated?
Nah, dog. I'm
No?
still on the I'm
Oh, you
still on
waiting
the
to see?
yeah, dog. I be honest with you, I'm not even worried about the vaccination as much. I just part of me is just survived this long, and I'm like, do I need to? And so I'm like at a in between, like, do I need to? And I probably will at some point. I just haven't yet. And I probably won't wait. I won't finish this whole entire year out before I get vaccinated, but I'm just trying to like really give it full consideration before I do it. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I actually when I said that, somebody else asked me that. I almost didn't like, cause dog, Bama's be feeling some type of way about you when you say you're not vaccinated and something, or if you are, like, people be having so many strong opinions. It's like, dog, the freedom of choice don't even exist. Bama, yeah, you're not vaccinated, dog. You just, and then they just come at you. It's like, yeah, relax, dog. Just relax. It's my prerogative, my choice, you know. Um, but yeah, so I like I said, I will at some point. I just haven't up until this point yet. Um, Follow us at OSS980 at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Where's Buffy podcast. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man. Shout out to Lance J Radio, Free Agent Radio. Shout out to Ben and Knows Best. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to uh 50 Gut Bug. Shout out to, I'm gonna see if I can get Lake Lewis on here, Yana, rock with us in the next couple of weeks, because I know training camp coming up. See if we can get him on, find out who on the team, on the Washington football team, is ready this season, what it's looking like. And that's all I got, young. We out.